Yeah, I get Eastern time zones, and I understand the fact that the Vancouver Canucks are on the East Coast, but why in goodness gracious' name was there a game at 9:30 a.m. in the morning today? Like, that pisses me off the more that I think about it. Okay, I need to get some sleep. After this video, I'll try. But the reason we are making this video on the day is because we have ourselves a trade update. And yeah, this video can be, potentially, quickly outdated depending on what happens over the next few hours, but we have ourselves a legitimate scoop on Vancouver Canucks forward Lukas Reichel, courtesy of Rick Dhaliwal. We're also going to use this video to hypothesize a trade for Thatcher Demko, so stay tuned. But when it comes to this lean, mean German machine, Dhaliwal tweeted earlier this morning that Lukas Reichel had indeed cleared waivers, and he could be sent down to the Abbotsford Canucks. The Canucks, though, are trying to trade Reichel. There is a chance of a deal happening. Maybe I'm dumb, but why would a team not claim him for free, only then trading for him afterwards? And the reply is, okay, well, the acquiring team can send him to the AHL without placing him on waivers, a pretty small benefit, but the price, either way, will be cheap. Make no mistake about it, my friends, Lukas Reichel was never going to go out there and fetch a huge, amazing, stinking return. He was acquired for a fourth. He'll probably be sent out for less than that. If the Vancouver Canucks are able to get an equal return, they're able to get a fourth-round pick back, then it's like, okay, wow. Crazy negotiating there by JR and Patrick Allvin. But long story short, Lukas Reichel, after getting 4 points in 5 games with the Chicago Blackhawks this year, was sent over to Vancouver and immediately thrusted into a second-line center role. He was playing top 6. And unfortunately for Reichel, and for all Canucks fans watching at home, he didn't do anything with this opportunity. He stunk. He was invisible. Started out his Canucks career with 15, 16, 18 minutes time on ice, and then as the truth started to expose itself, once we started to say, hey man, this guy is just not good, he is not effective, he doesn't do anything, that's when his ice time started to get limited, and that's when you started to notice that, yeah, he does nothing. Lukas Reichel is the epitome of an absolute zero-impact player. You don't notice him when he is on, you don't notice him when he is off, he's just there, and then you look at it at the box score at the end of the night, and he's like, oh, he actually played 15 minutes. That's crazy. I didn't notice him once. Reichel was not good in Vancouver. Not good, and ineffective to the nth degree. So, Vancouver waiving him, Vancouver shopping him around, and, I mean, I guess, you take a look at some of the verbiage here. Taj says that this is Dhaliwal speak for a trade is basically done. Canucks are trying to trade Reichel. Chance of it happening. We'll wait and see whether or not a deal gets finalized, and if it does, we'll make another video about it at that time. But this is an experiment that just didn't work for the Vancouver Canucks, and it follows a long list of experiments where this team has tried to take advantage of high draft capital players that did not work out too well with their organizations in the past, maybe to a pretty extreme degree. And then we realize when they're here in Vancouver, oh yeah, maybe that's why they didn't work out. Maybe that's why Vitaly Kravtsov could never crack the Rangers. Maybe that's why Daniel Sprong is not an NHL player anymore. Maybe that's why Eric Bronstrom could never hold on to any ice time. Maybe that's why Lukas Reichel never ascended to the heights that he should have ascended to, given his NHL ice time and the amount of years that he had spent in the NHL. I mean, this guy was a full-time Blackhawk in 22, 23, 24. Last year he had 22 points, okay, that's fine, but in Vancouver, given a top 6 opportunity, sure, the team stunk, but this guy was not there for most of it. This guy was totally ineffective. So, I'm sorry, Lukas Reichel, to be so mean after being so positive and so optimistic about what this guy could potentially provide the Vancouver Canucks when he was acquired. But there's a reason he went on waivers, and there's a reason he cleared. Now, I wanted to end this video off by talking about a guy who actually showed off very well today for the Vancouver Canucks. None other than Thatcher the Snatcher, Thatcher Demko, baby. This is a pretty interesting player at this point in time because after coming back from injury yet again, Thatcher is in a place where, after the game he had against the New Jersey Devils, I think it's very fair to say that Thatcher the Snatcher potentially is coming back. He had a pretty bad run of games here. Minnesota, 8.52 save percentage. Nashville, 8.62 save percentage. 6.25 against the Jets. And then an 800 save percentage against the Sabres. Not a good run here for Thatcher. Of course, the Sabres game was the first game back after a month. But Thatcher Demko stood in his head and was able to will Vancouver to victory against New Jersey today with a 9.62 save percentage. I do start to wonder if this guy is able to fully come back and he's able to provide elite caliber goaltending like we know he can. It's just a matter of consistency, whether or not he's actually able to stay healthy and be in the crease physically. But we know he's capable of that. We know he is that good. My question is, if he ends up actually staying healthy for the foreseeable future, does that hurt the Vancouver Canucks tank? Like, Thatcher Demko is good enough to steal you games, but does that hurt Vancouver's short-term plan? Now, there's a tweet posted by Taj that I thought was interesting. A lot of people seem concerned that Demko will ruin the tank. It's a valid concern, but him going on a hot streak would also give the Canucks the opportunity to trade him, which would be great for the long-term tank. Whether they trade him or not will also show if they're serious about a rebuild or they just said that word to soften the reaction to Hughes being traded. And that is a pretty nice way to think about it. Now, I do recognize that Thatcher Demko is a guy who clearly said in his contract situation, the signing, whatever, he wanted to be a Canuck. And even if Quinn Hughes was going to leave, even if the team was going to have some unforeseeable, difficult years, Thatcher the Snatcher was on board. He was like, yeah, no, I want to be here. This is my commitment. But the thing is, he does have a no-move clause that kicks in 2026, 2027. He has no trade protection right now. That's the thing. If he were to get traded, he could get moved today without his consent. But there would be that contract afterwards that kicks in till 2029 at $8.5 million a year. So if Thatcher Demko is actually able to stay healthy, and if he is able to provide Vancouver stable, quality goaltending, if the team at some point feels to themselves, hey, wait a minute, we're getting a little bit too good here, why not go out there and actually make a transaction to put us down in the dumps even more? They probably could get some good assets. Demko's a good goalie as long as the team acquiring him believes in him and thinks that he's worth it. And the Canucks can probably do worse in the standings as well. Let's see Tolopilo as a full-time NHL backup. I think he's ready. But I don't know. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section below whether or not you think a Demko trade is possible in the big 2026. Either way, though, Lukas Reichel seems like he could be on his way out sometime soon. We'll just wait for the details to be given to us. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about these Vancouver Canucks updates over here. Reichel, Demko, is it possible? Is it not? Let me know in the comments all your opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.